This is the part they hope you never figure out. You've been duped into thinking $600 barely keeps the lights on. But here's what the data says. According to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, there are states where $600 doesn't just pay your rent. It buys your house, covers your property taxes, and still leaves you enough to grill steaks every weekend. While the U.S. national median home price is over $420,000, there are entire states where the average home costs under $200,000. Property taxes, try 0.39% instead of 2.2%. Utility costs, down to 11 cents per kilowatt, not the 23 cents you're paying in California. Groceries, some states have zero tax on food, others are dropping theirs in 2025. This isn't a fluke. It's a geographic cheat code. So if you're sick of bleeding $2,800 a month for a shoebox apartment in a city that smells like broken dreams, pay attention. Because I'm about to take you through the cheapest states in America, where $600 a month makes you feel like you accidentally won the lottery. Let's get to it. Number 10, Kentucky. You've probably driven through Kentucky on your way somewhere else. But what if I told you stopping the car and planting roots here could be the smartest financial move of your life? Kentucky isn't just bourbon and bluegrass. It's a blueprint for affordable living in 2025. According to Zillow, the median home price in Kentucky is $206,000, a staggering 50% below the U.S. national average. And in places like Bowling Green, Elizabethtown, or even the outskirts of Lexington, $600 a month isn't barely getting by money. That's your mortgage payment for a 1,800 square foot home with a fireplace, garage, and enough land to start your own bourbon distillery. Property taxes? Only 0.86% statewide. Compare that to New Jersey's 2.23%, and you'll start seeing the game they've been playing on you. Here's what you don't hear. Kentucky quietly has some of the lowest health insurance premiums in the country, with Silver Plan coverage running 15% cheaper than the national average, thanks to regional insurer competition. Add in zero tax on Social Security income, and you've got a state built for retirees who want more than survival. They want revival. And don't even get me started on utilities. 11.2 cents per kW. Practically robbery when you're used to New York's 22 cents. Don't let the calm accent fool you. Kentucky is full-blown financial aggression disguised as Southern hospitality. $600 here isn't a compromise. It's a comeback. Number 9, Indiana. They'll tell you Indiana is boring. They'll point to cornfields and say there's nothing there. But what they won't tell you is that Indiana is secretly one of the most financially lethal states in the country, if you play your cards right. According to 2024 housing data, median home prices in Indiana sit at $214,000, but drop below $180,000 in places like Fort Wayne, Muncie, and Terre Haute. You know what that means? At current rates, a $600 monthly mortgage gets you a 2,000-plus square foot home with a full basement, deck, 2-car garage, and probably a bonus room. You'll forget exists. This isn't a fixer-upper. This is fully livable, fully owned, and fully yours. Property taxes only 0.81%. That's so low, it's suspicious. Grocery tax is 7%. Yeah, but it's being challenged as inflation squeezes voters. The real trick? Indiana's price parity index sits at 89.5, meaning every $100 spent in California only costs you $89.50 here. That's like getting paid a 10% dividend every time you buy groceries or fill your tank. And let's not skip healthcare. With the IU Health Network expanding aggressively in rural zones, access isn't just possible. It's fast. Crime? It's all about zip code choice. Elkhart and Lafayette? Safe. Indianapolis core? Skip it. You want the American dream? Indiana hands it to you in a cardboard box labeled bland. But inside, it's a gold bar of purchasing power. And $600? That's your ticket to a middle-class lifestyle most New Yorkers couldn't afford with double the income. Number 8, Mississippi. All right, now we're cooking with gas, cheap gas. Mississippi might just be the most underestimated powerhouse of financial sanity in America. You're not going to see it trending on TikTok, and that's exactly why it works. Zillow puts the median home value at just $165,000 as of Q2 2024, the lowest in the continental U.S. You want math? Let's do math. A 20% down payment and today's 7% mortgage rate gets you a monthly payment around $580. And that's for 2,000 square feet in towns like Hattiesburg, Laurel, or Oxford. Property taxes, an absolute joke, 0.52% statewide, the second lowest in the nation. That means you're paying around $860 per year in taxes on a $165K home. In California, try $30,200. Your air conditioning bill, even during triple-digit Gulf Coast summers, hovers under $140 a month because energy here costs 11.6 cents per kilowatt, beating the national average by nearly 20%. Food? Mississippi has a 7% grocery tax, but it's currently being slashed in legislative reforms aimed at protecting retirees. And here's the kicker no one talks about. Mississippi offers homestead exemptions that can knock thousands off your tax bill annually if you're 65 or older. Health care? Mississippi ranks low nationally, yes, but for primary care in small towns, you're well covered. And hospitals like the University of Mississippi Medical Center are pushing statewide telemedicine hard in 2025. Translation: even if you live 80 miles from the city, the doctor's office is in your pocket. Celebrities spend millions to unplug. In Mississippi, $600 a month lets you unplug, unpack, and unwind with zero debt. Number 7, Alabama don't blink. Alabama is the financial blind spot where $600 doesn't just stretch, it grows muscle. The median home price in Alabama is around $204,000 according to Zillow's 2024 economic map. But step outside the Huntsville-Birmingham bubble into places like Dothan, Coleman, or Foley, and the prices nosedive into the $160K range. At that price point, $600 a month covers your mortgage on a 2,100 square foot brick ranch with a screened-in porch, carport, and a backyard that looks like it was made for Sunday football. But it's not just about the house. It's about the numbers under the hood. Alabama's property tax rate is 0.39%, the second lowest in America. That's not a typo. It means your annual tax bill is so small, your car insurance might actually cost more. Groceries? There's still a 4% sales tax, but reforms are underway, and several counties already offer double grocery tax rebates for seniors. Add in utility rates around 12.6 cents per kilowatt, and you're beating Florida, Texas, and California without breaking a sweat. Here's the wild card. Alabama has some of the cheapest homeowners insurance in the South, especially inland. You're not paying $3,000 a year just to exist. You're paying under $800. And crime? Stick to suburbs and small towns, Athens, Spanish Fort, or Northport, and you'll find safer streets than most of America's blue zip nightmares. Alabama may not make your Instagram pop, but your retirement account? It'll glow. Your grandkids can visit you in a paid-off house with a yard full of pecan trees, while their parents fight over parking in a $3,500-month studio back in L.A. Alabama isn't just affordable. It's financial insurgency wrapped in Southern charm. Number 6, South Dakota. You want off-grid freedom without giving up modern health care, paved roads, or working Wi-Fi? South Dakota is your financial secret weapon. Median home prices in 2024? Right around $266,000. But, and here's the part the headlines skip, rural zones like Brookings, Mitchell, or Spearfish offer fully move-in ready homes in the $170,000 to $190,000 range. Which means, yes, $600 a month covers your mortgage, your insurance, and probably leaves enough left over to stock your storm cellar with bison jerky. Property taxes hover around 1.22%, higher than Arkansas, but still manageable, especially when you factor in the zero state income tax. That's right. South Dakota doesn't want a penny of your Social Security, pension, or retirement withdrawals. Groceries, no sales tax on food, period. Energy? Electricity sits at about 12.7 cents per kilowatt, meaning you can run a heater all winter without getting body slammed by your utility bill. Crime. Outside of Sioux Falls, the state is so safe, it feels fictional. Healthcare? Avera and Sanford health systems dominate, with new rural telehealth expansions in 2025, giving retirees in the Black Hills full medical access without driving hours. But here's the kicker. No one talks about South Dakota is ranked a number 1 in financial trustworthiness and banking regulation, according to the Tax Foundation and CNBC. That means your money isn't just safe, it thrives. And $600 a month? That's your backstage pass to the American dream everyone else forgot. Number 5, Louisiana. Now listen carefully, because most people skip Louisiana in these conversations, and that's a colossal mistake. If you're looking for a lifestyle drenched in culture but dry on costs, Louisiana is the Cajun-coded cheat code for affordable living. Median home price in 2024, $190,000 statewide, but in areas like Lake Charles, Monroe, or Houma, the average home floats closer to $155,000. That means your $600 doesn't just pay your mortgage, it funds your lifestyle. That gets you a 2,000 SQFT home with a carport, 2 porches, and probably a smoker out back, because this is Louisiana, and food is a religion. Property taxes? A joke. 0.51% on average, among the 5 lowest in America. That's $775 annually on a $150K house. You can find that in your couch cushions. Food, groceries are taxed at 4.45%. But, and this is crucial, fresh food markets and SNAP exemptions make real grocery bills lighter than most coastal states. And utilities? Around 11.9 cents per kilowatt, even with that humidity churning AC running half the year. Healthcare? Oxnard and ELSU. Health cover most urban areas, and 2025 legislation has expanded access to rural clinics using FAMA grants and hospital partnerships. Crime? Yes, New Orleans gets headlines, but small-town Louisiana is a different world. Safer, quieter, and full of porches with rocking chairs, not police sirens. And here's the zinger. Louisiana offers up to $75,000 in homestead exemptions for seniors. That means a big chunk of your house is untaxable. Folks in LA pay $600 to park their car. In Louisiana, you pay $600 and own the house, the land, the gumbo pot, and the garden. That's not affordable. That's absurdly underpriced sovereignty. Number 4, North Dakota. If you can handle a winter that feels like it's training for war, North Dakota will pay you back in dividends the rest of the year. You're not moving here for beaches. You're moving for a financial perimeter so strong, inflation can't breach it. The 2024 Zillow median home price in North Dakota is $239,000, but drop down into Grand Forks, Jamestown, or Devil's Lake, and you'll routinely find 3-bed, 2-bath homes for $175K to $190K. That's mortgage territory squarely in the $600 a month comfort zone, especially with 10% down and a modest credit score. Property taxes, solid at 0.94%. And the state offers up to $5,625 in senior homestead exemptions. That's money back in your pocket, not the assessors. Now let's talk utilities. Winter heat's a beast, but thanks to abundant local energy sources, you're paying around 10.8 cents per kWh, one of the lowest in the country. That means even in January, your bill won't punish you. And get this, North Dakota has no tax on groceries, no Social Security tax, and the state budget is so balanced, it might as well be a math textbook. Crime? Outside of oil towns, it's so low you'd think you were living in a Hallmark movie. And here's the dark horse advantage. North Dakota ranks number 3 in broadband connectivity across rural zones. You can be 5 miles from town and still stream Netflix in 4K while trading stocks or running a business. Your dollar here isn't just preserved, it's upgraded. And that's $600 a month? It's the gateway drug to generational wealth. Number 3, Tennessee. Welcome to the economic crown jewel of the South. Tennessee doesn't just offer affordability, it weaponizes it. You've got country music, mountain views, zero income tax, and now some of the most affordable living metrics in the country. The 2024 median home price statewide, around $265,000. But zoom into places like Morristown, McMinnville, or Paris, Tennessee. Yes, that's a real place. And you're staring at beautiful single-family homes for $160K to $190K. At that price, $600 a month lands you 2,100 square feet, a deck, hardwood floors, and probably a backyard big enough to host your own county fair. Property taxes? 0.68% on average. That's less than half of what you'd pay in Illinois, and 1/3 of what you'd bleed in the Northeast. Grocery sales tax is a hot-button issue, currently 4%, but 2025 legislation is targeting a full repeal for retirees. Utilities? 12.1 cents per kilowatt, and TVA energy subsidies mean your bills are predictably low year-round. Healthcare? Vanderbilt and UT Medical Anchor, a statewide network of affordable, accessible care with growing telehealth. And crime? Memphis grabs headlines, but head east, Johnson City, Cookeville, Sevierville, and you'll find violent crime rates well below the national average. Here's the extra perk. Tennessee is ranked number 1 for retirement migration by United Van Lines for the 3rd year in a row. Translation? People are voting with their moving trucks. $600 in Tennessee doesn't just buy peace of mind. It buys land, freedom, and a lifestyle that LA money can't replicate. This isn't affordability. It's financial resurrection with mountain views. We've reached the summit, the final 2 states where $600 isn't a survival strategy. It's a declaration of independence. You've seen what Arkansas, Iowa, Kansas, and the Dakotas can do. But these next 2? They obliterate the cost of living curve. You want full spectrum sovereignty, a home, utilities, food, healthcare, and maybe a porch swing with a view? You're not dreaming. You're about to meet the 2 places in America where retiring broke doesn't mean struggle. It means security. Number 2, New Mexico. Now don't let the desert fool you. New Mexico isn't just dust, cacti, and Breaking Bad reruns. It's one of the most underrated cost of living havens in the U.S. And here's the part Zillow won't scream at you. As of 2024, the median home price is $264,000 statewide. But in Negan, Silver City, Carlsbad, Alamogordo, and Las Vegas, no, not that one, homes routinely list for $145K, $185K. That means $600 a month isn't your rent. It's your mortgage on a 3-bedroom Adobe home with mountain views, fenced yard, and enough room to build a greenhouse. Want passive solar? Most homes come pre-fitted. Utilities? Around 12.3 cents per kilowatt hour, and with 300 plus days of sunshine a year, solar installation incentives can drop your energy bills to single digits. Property taxes? Among the lowest in the Southwest, averaging 0.55%. You're talking $800 a year on a $150K home. California pays that monthly. Groceries? Taxed at 4% statewide, but tribal and rural grocery stores in 2025 are launching zero-tax pilot zones with state reimbursement, making it the only place in America where shopping local cuts your tax bill. Healthcare? This is the quiet flex. Presbyterian Health and UNM Medical have extended full-service care into zones previously considered rural deserts, thanks to a 450 millimeters Medicaid expansion. Translation: you're not stuck, you're covered. And safety? Santa Fe is pricey, yes, but towns like Ruidoso, Los Alamos, and Farmington have crime rates 30% below the national average. Here's the sleeper advantage. New Mexico offers state-funded caregiver support for retirees, helping seniors age in place, not in debt. So while Malibu millionaires pay $4,000 a month for desert spas, in New Mexico, $600 a month buys you a home that smells like sagebrush, heals like silence, and costs less than a studio in Phoenix. Number 1, Texas, and here it is. The undisputed, data-backed heavyweight champion of living large on a small budget. Texas. Now before you say, but wait, Texas is getting expensive, hear me out. Because while Austin and Dallas may be trying to cosplay as Los Angeles, the rest of Texas is waging full-blown economic war on cost of living insanity. Zillow's 2024 state median home price clocks in around $296,000, but that's skewed by the major metros. Head out to Corsicana, Lufkin, Sherman, Nacogdoches, or even parts of Waco, and you're looking at homes between $135,000 and $185,000. Mortgage on that? $550, $620 a month, depending on your rate. And these aren't shacks. We're talking 1,800 to 2,200 square feet, 3 beds, 2 baths, double garage, and a backyard big enough to raise goats, if you wanted. Property taxes are higher, yes, 1.6% on average. But here's the twist. There's no state income tax. No tax on Social Security, pensions, 401k, withdrawals, nada. And in 2025, Texas is rolling out county-level senior exemptions that slash property tax by up to 30% for retirees under a certain income threshold. Groceries, untaxed, always have been. Gas, cheapest in the country. Electricity, averages around 13.6 cents per kilowatt. But with deregulated markets in 85% of the state, you can literally shop your power provider and choose the cheapest plan. Like you're comparing cereal. Healthcare? Texas has invested over $1.2 billion in rural health access in the last 2 years, opening 67 new outpatient clinics and expanding ambulance response zones in counties where it once took hours to get help. Crime? Skip Houston's inner loop and focus on East Texas, Hill Country, or the Panhandle, where crime rates are as low as 180 per 100K. You want safety, savings, and a lifestyle that punches coastal inflation in the throat? Texas delivers. And here's the mic drop. $600 a month in Texas buys you more square footage, more food, more fuel, and more financial freedom than anywhere in America. Celebrities shell out $60K a month for hill country getaways. You live there, full time. No rental contract, just a deed, a key, and sovereignty that smells like brisket and burns like mesquite.